Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 45 of Diehlman at Halftime, the NBA podcast that tops all others. I'm your host, Larry Diehlman. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard, and if you've been a loyal listener, welcome back. We have much to get to today and not a lot of time to do it. We have 5 sections that we'll get into: a general overview of the NBA this week, and our usual highlight, lowlight, random stat, and game of the week. Let's get to our content for the week. Another NBA in-season tournament has come and gone. The Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder 97-81 on Tuesday to claim the second annual NBA Cup. Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo finished with a triple-double of 26 points, 18 rebounds, and 10 assists. And one man who keeps on winning in the in-season tournament, Darvin Ham. Ham was the Lakers head coach last year when LA won the inaugural NBA Cup. He's currently an assistant in Milwaukee, and he sports a 14-0 record in the tournament's first 2 seasons. My original prediction was Rockets over Knicks 112-110. Oklahoma City knocked out Houston in the semifinals. Atlanta bounced New York in the quarterfinals. Yikes, I wasn't even close. The Philadelphia 76ers are one step closer to receiving their new arena. On Thursday, Philadelphia City Council approved the project 12-5. The arena, called 76 Place at Market East, would be located between Market Street and Philadelphia's Fashion District. The plan is to have it open for the 2031-32 season. What makes this $1.3 billion plan interesting is that it would be privately funded, with Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment and real estate developer David Edelman leading the way. The proposed arena has been controversial to say the least, particularly from Chinatown. Parts of the Fashion District and Chinatown would have to be demolished, and game day traffic would be a major issue. However, Philadelphia Mayor Sherrell Parker called this a, quote, historic, game-changing economic development project. So if you don't live in the Philadelphia or South Jersey region, let me give you 3 reasons why I believe this project has been so controversial. So first of all, you would be moving away from the other arenas. Right now, you have the Wells Fargo Center where the Sixers and Flyers play. You have Lincoln Financial Field where the Eagles play, and Citizens Bank Park where the Phillies play. So all of those are literally right next to each other. And what makes it even cooler as well, you also have Xfinity Live, which is like a bar, and you also have the hotel and casino right there as well. Moving the Sixers, and most likely the Flyers too, into the middle of the city, I just think is an inconvenience for the fans. Secondly, you have the Chinatown effect. Like I just said, you would be most likely knocking down the Fashion District and some parts of Chinatown. The Chinatown protesters have been online. They've been at these meetings where the council members have been voicing their opinions, making their opinions heard. This has just not been a good project in their eyes. And the last thing is the traffic issue. Any game day, doesn't matter what city, doesn't matter what sport, traffic on game day can be a pain in the rear end. Doing this in the middle of the city, and most likely you would be emphasizing public transportation like buses and the subway and even foot traffic, is just going to not be the most ideal situation. However, since Mayor Sherrell Parker is on board with this, it seems like she has an idea of what needs to get done, so we will see how this project turns out. Finally, longtime NBA broadcaster and head coach Hubie Brown will call his final game on Sunday, February 9th at 2 o'clock in Milwaukee. The Bucks will host the Sixers. It's ironic because 91-year-old Hubie Brown began his NBA coaching career in Milwaukee in 1972. Brown's accolades are impressive. He's in 3 Hall of Fames: the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame as a contributor, class of '05, the College Basketball Hall of Fame, class of '06, and the National Sports Media Association Hall of Fame as a broadcaster, class of 2022. He won Coach of the Year in 1978 and 2004. In 1994 and 1999, Brown was nominated for a Sports Emmy, and he was awarded the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. Brown was the head coach of the Hawks, Knicks, and Grizzlies, and he has been with ESPN since 2004. Since we are only a few days away from Christmas Day, this is going to be our Christmas-themed episode of Diehlman at Halftime. Now, you may remember last year, our Christmas episode was entitled Adeste Fideles, which is Latin for O Come All Ye Faithful. I wanted to take that same theme a little bit for this year's episode as well. So this episode is entitled Gaudium Mundo, which is Latin for Joy to the World. As we get into the Christmas season, so who's raising eyebrows at the moment? Let's go to our highlight, the Boston Celtics. At Christmas time, it's better to give than to receive. Yeah, the Boston Celtics are giving the rest of the NBA nightmares. Boston is 22-6 and second in the Eastern Conference behind Cleveland. With the group Boston has, they're a matchup problem for anyone that stands in their way. It starts with the duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Tatum leads Boston with averages of 28.8 points and career highs of 9.3 rebounds and 5.7 assists per night. Brown gives them 23.4 points, a career high 4.7 assists, and 1.2 steals per game, which is tied for his career high. Tatum and Brown are one of the best, if not the best, wing pair in the association. Then the Celtics have great big men in Kristaps Porzingis and 38-year-old Al Horford. Oh, don't forget guards Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Peyton Half-Court Shot Pritchard. I made that nickname up, but he's known to hit half-court shots. Most of Boston's core is secured contract-wise until the 27-28 season. The front office did their job. The team did their job last year by hoisting the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Basically, the Celtics are locked in for the foreseeable future. Boston should be penciled in for at least the Eastern Conference Finals. It's only December, but back-to-back titles doesn't seem too far-fetched. Their next game is tonight, Monday, December 23rd at 7 o'clock. They will be in Orlando to face the Magic. Let's go to our lowlight, the Charlotte Hornets. As we just mentioned, at Christmas time, it's better to give than to receive. For the Charlotte Hornets, they're hoping to receive a good draft pick in the spring. The Hornets are 7-21, 13th in the East, and on a 4-game losing streak. You might remember from my power rankings predictions in the season opener that I predicted Charlotte would be a team to watch out for, as in for the play-in tournament or playoffs. It seemed like a good pick at the time. However, LaMelo Ball is averaging a career-best 30.4 points, as well as 5.3 rebounds and 7.5 assists per game. He's putting up 6.5 more points per night than last year. Charlotte is attempting to build a contender around him and Brandon Miller, who was drafted in 2023 right after Victor Wembanyama. He gives the Hornets 21.5 points per contest. Charlotte also has Miles Bridges, Josh Green, and Nick Richards. They made a great pick for their new head coach in former Boston Celtics assistant coach Charles Lee. Lee was with the championship team last year, so we'll see if he can impart some wisdom on the young Hornets. But they also got clowned on social media the other day for something unrelated to the team's performance. So the Hornets responded after backlash to their skit where they pretended to give a kid a PlayStation 5. As soon as the cameras were off, they took it back and gave him a jersey. And now he's received a real PlayStation 5 and VIP tickets to a future game. And in their apology, the Hornets said, "We turned the ball over and apologize." Hornets. Their next game is tonight, Monday, December 23rd at 7 o'clock. They will host the Houston Rockets. Let's head over to our random stat. When athletes develop over time, especially when they're young, it's a sight to behold. San Antonio Spurs big man Victor Wembanyama nearly had a triple-double in San Antonio's 114-94 win against Portland on Saturday. He had 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 blocks. Wembanyama joins a group of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Artis Gilmore, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, and Dwight Howard as the only players to have a 30-10 game. He's also the youngest player in NBA history with multiple games of 10 or more blocks. Remember, he'll be 21 on January 4th. When Wembanyama entered the draft in 2023, everyone was excited to see his skill set on American soil. After all, he was one of the most hyped-up draft prospects in NBA history behind LeBron James. When he was drafted to the Spurs, we knew it was a wrap. San Antonio has had plenty of success under Greg Popovich in wins, championships, and player development. Wembanyama would be and has been no different. The Le Chesnay, France native led the league in blocks last year with 3.6 per game. As a rookie, Wembanyama is doing it again this year with 3.8 per game. Although the Spurs aren't in a prime position to make a deep playoff run at the moment, it'll come soon enough. Wembanyama will make sure of it. Finally, let's go to Game of the Week. For this week's Game of the Week, we're doing the Christmas Day slate. The NBA is dishing out a 5-course meal this year. Christmas Day is on Wednesday, December 25th, and these matchups shouldn't disappoint. First up is the San Antonio Spurs at the New York Knicks at 12 o'clock, followed by the Minnesota Timberwolves at Dallas Mavericks at 2:30, the Philadelphia 76ers at Boston Celtics at 5 o'clock, the LA Lakers at Golden State Warriors at 8, and the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns will wrap it up in Phoenix at 10:30. We kick off our quintuple header with Victor Wembanyama at Madison Square Garden at 12 o'clock sharp. I'll take the Knicks 125-110. Then it'll be a Timberwolves Mavericks showdown in Dallas. Luka Doncic against Anthony Edwards, yes please. Give me the Mavericks 117-112. Up next will involve classic rivalries being renewed with the Celtics hosting the 76ers. With the Sixers season on life support, I'll favor Boston 129-115. After that, we have Lakers at Warriors. You can't go wrong with LeBron James and Anthony Davis versus Steph Curry. I'll side with Golden State 114-108. And to conclude the evening, we have Nuggets versus Suns from Phoenix. The Suns' big three versus Nikola Jokic should be a treat. I'll pick Phoenix 120-116. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on social media. I have 2 X or Twitter accounts and 2 Instagram accounts. The podcast accounts are under @Diehlman_NBA for both X and Instagram. My personal X account is Larry Diehlman 18, and my personal Instagram is @Mr_Sports18. They're also in the description on Buzzsprout, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to spread the word about Diehlman at halftime. I'd like to wish all my listeners a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holiday Season, and a Happy New Year. I'll wish you a Happy New Year next week too, but it's never too early. I'm thankful for you all for listening to my podcast week in and week out. See you next time, fellow Hoops fans, and Merry Christmas.